Good morning. Hi, this is my very first Scope, so this is really exciting for me. I do hope some people join us soon. Otherwise, it's a really good experience just for me. My name's Erica. I'm a digital marketing consultant at Scout Digital. Hi, Amy. Hi, Suze. Oh, that's good. There's at least a few friendly faces here, even though this is going to be old news for you guys. Okay, where was I? Hello Ben, hi Sam. This is like a reunion. So long time lurker, first time scoper. I was really nervous about this because I have seen many of the announcements that go up where, like such and such is live for the first time. So I'm sure that's just happened for me. Oh, Amy, you're too kind, so I've got to try and remember what my train of thought is. This is really exciting. I've basically been recommending live streaming and Periscope to lots of my clients and trying to get them on board. Hi Sam, good to see you. And then I realised that I actually haven't done it myself. So I really want to put my money where my mouth is and experiment with this a little bit. And then I feel much more confident in recommending it to other people. So I'm a really big fan of the one-on-one or one-on-5 we've got at the moment, which is really exciting. Like this talking to camera type piece. So that's what I'm going to be doing over the next few weeks, rather than sharing events and what have you. And I thought a really good way of getting myself immersed in it and hopefully providing some value here is to share a few of the blog posts that I've been writing over the last couple of months, with a few of those tips and just talking you through them, the evergreen posts. And then if you're interested in reading them, you can go to my blog and read them in detail there. Oh, this is really exciting. Thanks everyone for joining. So they're not going to go for too long. I'm trying to keep it under 10 minutes, and then you can go and read the full post if you're interested. So today we are going to be talking, here we go, one night stand or long-term relationship, the importance of a solid digital foundation. This post a couple of months ago, but I still think it's really relevant today, particularly at the middle of the year or the start of financial year. And it was in response to a couple of clients I was working with who had been thinking about doing digital and social for a really long time. And then because they were then ready to do it, they wanted to jump in and have this big campaign and big event and start doing a lot of activity. But the reality was they either didn't have channels set up yet and didn't have communities on those channels, or they had channels with really small communities or ones that had been stagnant for a really long time, such as Facebook. So I recommended that they not jump in and invest all their time and energy in trying to get this big bang and this big response that they might not potentially get. It also was relevant to the industry areas that they're in, and I write more about that in the post as well, with what industry areas benefit from different types of digital activity. But the sectors that I focus on, just some like high investment sectors like construction and property and technology, they really benefit from that long-term approach and long-term relationship with their community. So it's really important to have or invest that time and energy, first of all, in developing a strong digital foundation before even jumping in and starting to do regular content updates. So I just want to run through a few of the tips on what I mean by, what a good digital foundation is, and you can read the details on my blog. I'll give you that link in a moment. So just a few things to start with that help create a good digital foundation. So on your website, just a few tips on your website. Before you start pushing people to your website, so whether it be through doing search or AdWords or social media or email, check that your website is actually up to date. So do a really thorough review of your about page, your products and services page, your contact page, those static pages, and check that the information really represents who you are, who your business is, and is going to give the right impression to people who are coming to your website. Hey, Callie. Hey there, hey there. This might seem really obvious, but it's surprising sometimes. Sup? It's surprising sometimes. I mean, I even found it myself. Somebody pointed out to me that I had an old address on my contact page, which was really embarrassing a couple of months ago. So it happens to the best of us. We get caught up in what we're doing. So before you start trying to push a lot of traffic to your site, make sure that it's all up to date. And have a plan for checking that regularly as well. G'day. Yes. Yeah, g'day. We're in Australia. Where are you from? Okay, we'll catch up with that soon. And then I'm from Brazil. I have some friends who are in Brazil at the moment. They look like they're having a great time. So enjoy. Okay, so get your static pages on your website. Make sure they're all up to date. And then put together a manageable plan if part of your strategy is adding new content to your site that you can then share through your social channels. If it's been new case studies or new blog posts, put together a plan that is achievable for you. So you might get all enthused and feel like you want to put out daily posts or weekly posts, but the reality is those of us who are working in business get really busy working on our businesses and in our businesses, and we don't always have that time to do our marketing. So set a more achievable or realistic goal, which is maybe fortnightly posts or monthly posts, and then if you do manage to get ahead of your schedule, that's awesome. That's completely awesome. Bank up those posts. It's really great to have them in the can. You can schedule them to go out providing they are more evergreen posts and not timely news. If it's timely news, shoot it out straight away. And that way, if you do get busy, you don't have to get anxious about your marketing falling by the wayside. You can work on your business and then jump back onto your content marketing when you have that time. So really recommend, as much as I love content and love regular posting, I want it to be something that's achievable, and that's what's going to develop that good foundation for you and create some good habits. For your website, also some other basics. Make sure you've got Google Analytics set up. Make sure it's installed on every single page of your website, and make sure you can access it. This all seems really obvious, but unfortunately some of the businesses that I've dealt with recently, particularly those that have worked with different marketing people, have had some issues in this regard. So I'm sorry, Callie, I'm trying not to forget you. I really want to get through this content and hopefully provide some value to you as well, but I'll keep my eye on the comments. And yeah, happy for you guys to share any tips as well. So yeah, make sure you've got your analytics installed and you can access it. Make sure your website performs well across a whole range of devices. If you are looking at pushing your content or trying to get people to your website from mobile devices, then make sure it works and looks good on there as well. And make sure that you have that your website can be indexed by search engines, that you've got an XML sitemap, that you're signed up to Google Search Console, and that it's submitted through there, and that'll help with all the great content marketing that you're going to be doing as well. Okay, a few other tips for your social media. And remember, we're talking about, for anybody who's just joined, we're talking about creating a solid digital foundation. So before you kind of jump in and thanks, Callie, you are a little angel. Before you jump in and throw all your eggs into the digital marketing basket, make sure you've got the basics sorted first of all, and that'll set you up for some really long-term success. Choose some relevant social channels. Don't feel like you have to sign up to everything. Pick a couple, like one or two that are relevant to your audience and your industry and your content, and focus on, similarly to if you're doing blog posts or case studies, a manageable content schedule on there as well. So if it's 1 post a week, 3 posts a week, I've got some suggestions on this blog post that I'm giving some tips from on what those numbers should be. But make it manageable and something that you can focus on. Speaking of focus, Callie. And that way you're going to have a much better result. And then once you have that solid foundation with those couple of channels and regular posts, you can then look at adding in other channels and look at or upping the frequency of your content updates and build up from that foundation, rather than, again, starting off too strong and then maybe finding out that you can't sustain it as well. I've also got some tips in here on email campaigns as well, but I do want to keep this short for you so you can go to the website and read that if you like. And with all of this, I mentioned, obviously, first of all, having your analytics installed, but all the social media channels come with some, most of them come with some great analytics, otherwise there's some other tools. So make sure that you're regularly reviewing your results and refining your activity. And again, this is all part of that solid foundation. So if you're... That's great, Yuri. If you're looking at, if your goal is to increase traffic to your website, you obviously want to be monitoring your analytics, seeing where, are you managing to increase your traffic? Where is it coming from? What type of results are you getting from different posts? And use that to gradually build up and increase the quality of your results and your digital marketing from there. So I'll give you the link to that post. I'll give you the short link. It is an older post. Okay, here's an old school post-it. If you go to scoutdm.com.au, that will take you to my website. You can find the blog. Like I said, this is an older post, so it's on the second page of the archives. It's not too difficult to find. But you can find it there. This is what it looks like. There we go. One night stand or long-term relationship, the importance of a solid digital foundation. There we go. I've actually talked longer than this takes to read, but if you go there, the full tips. So thanks very much to everybody who joined. I really appreciate it. Like I said, this was my very first time on Periscope. I was quite nervous about it, but you've all made me feel very comfortable. Thank you. I'm going to try and do these posts once or twice a week, so keep an eye out for them. And like I said, catch you up on some of my older, more evergreen blog posts, and then hopefully get in line with my current posting schedule. So if you have any tips, thanks, Suze. If you have any tips for me or any feedback, I would really appreciate it, particularly those who know how to get in touch with me in other ways as well. Gonna sign off now. I really need a coffee. I wish it was a bit later and I could justify having a wine, to be honest, because that was very nerve-wracking. But thank you very much, and I look forward to seeing you all again soon. Bye.